today we have the part of my apartment setup video series that I've probably been the most excited about, as I'm sure many of you guys have been waiting to see, and today we are finally setting up my desk. Now, if you've been watching the channel for a while now, obviously you know that content creation is a big part of my life, whether it's photography, videography, music production, editing, all that is under the culmination for my passion for creating content. Now, obviously as a creator, having the right setup for not only my workflow, but also the different types of production that I'm doing is very essential, not only for my creative mindset, but also for my productivity as well. Now, as you guys know, I recently just moved into my very first New York City apartment, and with that being said, despite the fact that there isn't too much space for a huge crazy desk setup, today we're going to be setting up my brand new workstation for the next couple of months right here in my very own bedroom. Now, as you can see right now, my desk is very minimal. I really just got a monitor, my keyboard, and my mouse. However, today I picked up a couple of items that are really going to help elevate my desk setup to the next level. So make sure to stick around because this is going to be a sick video. Let's hop into it. Alright, so right off the bat, let's talk about the desk itself. If you watch my previous apartment renovation series, this is actually a standing desk from the people over at Flexi Spot. It's in this really nice black colorway. It matches the entire aesthetic of my room. And the best part is that obviously it's a standing desk, meaning that anytime I get tired of sitting, it has programmable buttons so I can dial it into whatever setting I need to. Now, aside from the desk, the next most important thing is obviously going to be my monitor. So back home, I did have a 34-inch curved monitor, which was actually really great because it helped me feel more immersed in my editing space. However, to be more efficient with the space on my desk, I've actually gone with a flat screen monitor. This one right here is from LG once again, but obviously since I edit a lot of videos using timelines, an ultra wide monitor was going to be the best option. So this one right here is a 34-inch LG ultra wide monitor, and this has honestly been sitting in the corner of my room for about a week because I wanted to wait for all the parts to come in before unboxing everything. So I am super excited to get this bad boy open. And then in addition to that, to save even more space, I've got this articulating arm from the people over at Flexi Spot. So I'm going to be able to mount it using the Visa mount and clamp it to the desk so that I can move it in and out and still save space on my desk. So let's go ahead and get this monitor set up. The monitor is on the articulating arm. Now I'm just going to try and route all my cables to make sure that the desk space is super neat and organized. And first off, what we're going to need is going to be this HDMI to USB-C cable, and the reason for this is so I can just plug one cable straight into my laptop to have everything turn on automatically, as well as charge my laptop at the same time. So this one right here is from B&H, and then in addition to that, I just had to get an auxiliary cord so that I can use it to connect straight to my speakers. Alright, got a little bit dark, so I had to set up the ring light, but as you can see, the monitor is now mounted on the arm. This gives me full flexibility to position it anywhere I want. It can even rotate 180 degrees if the monitor wasn't so big. Now that that's over with, the next thing I'm going to have to set up right here is going to be my speakers. And if you actually watched my very first desk tour video back home, these are actually the same exact speakers that I've been using. They are the pre-Sonos Aris E3.5, and honestly you can get them for a very affordable price of $99. To be honest, it really doesn't make sense to be paying $150, $200 for those Kanto U2 speakers that do look very nice and obviously are going to be great quality when these can do the job perfectly. So I will have these linked in the description down below. I've been using them for over 2 years now, and I can honestly say for $100 you're really not going to be able to beat the price. And the best thing is they look super sleek, and the quality you're going to get for them is very much on par with any other speakers out there. Definitely recommend checking them out. Honestly, I'm a huge fan of these. I would not pick any other speakers for this setup. Alright, so as you can see, the size is honestly not too big, not too small. They are 3.5-inch diameter, so they're going to be great for me to monitor my sound while I'm editing, listening to music, or watching any sort of movies. So let's get this bad boy set up. Alright, so the main components of the setup are now complete. Obviously, we've got the big monitor, we've got the 2 speakers, we've got the Orbit Key desk mat, the Keychron K2, the Magic Trackpad, and then the Logitech MX Master 3. To be honest, since there isn't a ton of space on this desk, I'm going to try to keep it as minimal as possible. So for now, this is everything that's going on top of the desk. But now we need to do a little bit of cable management and organization under the desk. So for that, I have picked up these 2 nifty things right here. Alright, so first off is going to be this cable snake. This is actually very handy to make sure that all your cables are neatly organized and they're out of sight. Basically, all you have to do is wrap the cables inside this, and then you can use things like zip ties to actually tie it to the desk so that if your standing desk is moving up and down, the cable snake will also move with it. In addition to that, this thing right here is a cable box. So basically my main power strip is going to go right here. There's actually a large one and a small one that comes in this pack, but the point of this is so I don't have to mount a power strip under the desk, and I can keep all the outlets plugged in right here. So this is going to be super handy to go right under the desk, probably in that little corner right there. To be honest, cable management is probably the most boring part of the setup, so I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. All right, now that the majority of the desk is set up and plugged in, these are a couple more decorative items, things like valet trays, and to be honest, I don't know what else is in here. All right, so first off, like I said, this right here is a leather valet tray. To be honest, I am just really obsessed with valet trays. They just help keep your room so much more organized, and rather than leaving your clutter everywhere, you can just get a nice leather tray. This right here is going to be used for my TV remotes and just random items that have been left across the rooms. So right here I can put things like my wallet, my Apple TV remote, and then this Orbit Key Nest can actually fit perfectly right in there to give it an even more organized look. To be honest, I'm a huge fan of this, so I will definitely have this one linked in the description down below. And the great thing is I can just sit neatly on my desk right here. And then next up is going to be something that's actually going to be for my dresser, but might as well open it now. Yep, you guessed it, another leather tray. This one actually has some gold accents and some marble patterns. So this is going to be actually used to hold my colognes, and other miscellaneous items are going to go right here on top of my dresser, but we're going to save that for another video. And finally, to add a little bit of light to our setup, right here we have got the super sick LED standing light from the people over at Luminous Terrace. They sent over a couple of lights for our setup, but this one right here is actually called the Aurora lights, and as you can tell, it gives a super sick ambience to any sort of room. So it does come with this remote right here, and you can literally change it to any sort of color you want, or you can just throw it on auto and it will do this crazy light show, hence giving it the name the Aurora lights. Also, given the fact that it is freestanding, means that it can fit into any sort of corner and it's going to bounce off that wall, giving it a lot more light. So once again, this is from the people over at Luminous Terrace. I will have it linked in the description down below. They're going to add a super sick ambience to any sort of room. All right. All right, and finally, for the moment of truth, we're gonna plug in the laptop and let's get this desk setup turned on. So like I said, since everything is routed through that one HDMI cable in the back, hopefully this USB Type-C should be able to just plug straight in. I gotta turn on the monitor. And bada bing, bada boom, we have our full desk setup complete. This 34-inch LG monitor is absolutely no joke. It's gonna be killer anytime I'm editing on my timelines. Let's play around with it a little bit. All right, and then next up, we're gonna test out these pre-Sonos speakers. They are turned on and plugged in. All right, that bass does go pretty crazy. Like I said, you really can't go wrong with these $99 speakers. But guys, that's actually gonna wrap it up for part one of this desk setup tour. To be honest, anytime I set up my desk, I definitely wanna play around with it for a couple of weeks to ensure that the setup is maximized for my productivity and the different types of work that I'll be doing. So if you haven't already, guys, make sure to drop a like on this video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what types of products I brought to my New York City apartment for this desk setup. And if you have any questions, don't forget to leave me a comment down below. I will do my best to have links to all the products in the description as well. Subscribe for more videos, and don't stress, finesse. Peace, y'all.